of it. But if I was just like the political scientists that I know, which in the profession that often the more political science they do, the less they know about real politics. And many of them are caught up in the fetishism of methodology, and their journals read like math journals. But if I was one of those types of political scientists, I would buy David Swanson's book. David Swanson's book contains the single greatest dissection of Bush's destruction of everything we hold sacred in America. That's the U.S. Constitution as amended. David Swanson, in many ways, although he doesn't admit to it, is a very conservative law and order type guy. He believes the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights matter. That the Fourth Amendment means that there should be probable cause, that you should be able to articulate why you are spying on virtually every American citizen, why the security industrial complex with its $50 billion, the largest spy apparatus on planet Earth, is using 80% of it on its own citizens without probable cause. You can read no better book than Swanson's book. And the part on the signing statement, you'll see, I think, the beauty of David Swanson, in many ways, is he's not an academic and he's not a scholar. He's somebody who writes very plainly about issues that scholars often write very deeply and profoundly and abstractly. You can actually understand in the clearest possible way that if a president signs a bill, doesn't veto it, and then issues a signing statement saying, what I just signed, I do not intend to honor, even though I've sworn an oath, that that president is criminal. And part of the problem we're having in this society right now is we do not talk plainly about the real problem. Whether it's the fact that we're the only advanced nation that can't provide universal health care for its people. That should be the number one starting point for the debate on health care, is why are we last among the industrial world? Why? It is a moral question. The president got it right there briefly. He should not back away from it. That's why David Swanson's book, Daybreak, is right, because it understands the moral nature of these arguments, which begins with obedience to the law, to the Constitution, and to the Bill of Rights. So, buy this book. Pass it around to friends. It's an incredible, incredible book. And David Swanson, in many ways, we publish him at the Free Press, although he's famous for Democrats.com and After Downing Street, and all these real struggles, these incredible struggles, that should have made him an international hero, as opposed to the most prolific writer on the Free Press, which is sad since Harvey and I aspire to be that. But David used to be able to put out 2 or 3 articles a day. Harvey and I sit around and go, whoa, we put out 2 this week. So David is one of the most prolific people. But the amazing thing about David is that he's fact-based. Unlike those we worship on the right in this country, any kind of right-wing populist that can call the president a racist, gets to be a public figure on Fox, no matter the fact that they're counterfactual. This long tradition of anti-intellectualism and know-nothingism in the United States is David Swanson is absolutely, totally fact-based. And when he uncovers facts, like the U.S. was plotting with Britain, when we were going to attack Iraq, despite the fact that the president was lying on TV saying, well, we're working for peace, those are issues that can't slide by. In order for us to retain our Constitution and retain our democracy, we must hammer away at the facts. than David Swanson's book. This book, any given chapter is enough to impeach Bush and Cheney or to try them for various war crimes and crimes against humanity. This book deserves the widest possible reading. It's not the echo chamber. It's not Reverend Moon with his death panel manufactured because the Yakuza and the CIA needed some crazy cultist during the Cold War to run the Washington Times. It's not Rupert Murdoch making mega profits off propaganda that would make the third right blush. This is fact-based journalism. This is what we need to stay true to our Constitution, to the facts, and we've got the man here today to make the case for why not only Bush and Cheney should be indicted as war criminals, impeached, and all those other things, but why we, as progressive people of conscience, must stay true to our values. I give you David Swanson.